there is a limit to how much stupid I can take in one day. In one class period, there is a limit to how much stupid I can sink in and deal with and block out with punk rock. But before I get into my story, I want to introduce you to Frederick. He's a bat that I made in sculpting. I'm in AP sculpting. All the other kids had to make owls, but because they joined our class, I'm not getting into that. But I got to make a bat. I named him Frederick. Originally he was named Theodore, but people kept referring to him as that stupid chipmunk who's scared of cats, so change. Now to my story. I'm in intensive reading. I really shouldn't be, but I failed the FCAT. I didn't get enough points to get in 3, so I got a 2.5. Joy. So now I'm in that stupid class with the stupid people. And what's going on is that my teacher, Miss Grayson, is telling all the students to put their phones in their bags on the floor. And because all these kids are obviously stupid, they don't listen at all, not to any extent can they concept what it means, what rules mean. And what's going on is that this girl, who's horribly, horribly annoying, says, I want to watch movies every Friday like we did last year. So she's horribly stupid. She's obviously been in that class probably since she was in kindergarten. I know. Testing thing doesn't go together. But what happened is Miss Grayson is explaining to her that happens after the FCAT. And you're only in that class after the FCAT if you failed your reading FCAT again. That's a, state quiz. It's different for everywhere else. But she's saying, well, I don't want to take the FCAT. I'm going to, go to the president and burn all the paper in the world right in front of him and say, I'm not taking the FCAT. And it was like, other than the fact that she can't get every paper in the world, I turn to her and I say, you realize they'll just cut down more trees in order to print that paper, right? She's like, I don't care, I'll just burn that. It's like, you realize if you burn something in front of the president, if you light something on fire in front of him, Secret Service will shoot you, right? And I'm going to be there with a video camera laughing my ass off at your stupidity. And she's like, all like, you're going down there. I hope you realize that. I was like, yeah, I am actually going down there. And you know what? I'm going to be partying my ass off with all the gays. We're going to be fabulous and stuff. And she's like, no, you can't, party in... This is literally how she speaks. I'm not putting those lights in there for no reason. You can't party in hell because you'll be, on fire and suffering and stuff. And I was like, no, that's just what boring Christians say to keep the idiots out of hell so all the fun people can have, awesome parties. She's like, it's not a party. You need Jesus. I was like, no, I don't need Jesus. And the whole class goes silent after that whole Christian bit. And I'm not going to say a lot of stuff to her that I really wanted to say because I'm kind of, buddy-buddy with my teacher. Because idiot who's being a retard and is completely enjoying this, by the way. But she's Christian, she's, a God person, and I don't want to offend her too much. And this girl in the back, a few seats behind me, I've had her in my algebra class freshman year. She doesn't like me because I told her to shut up because she didn't listen back then either. And we're juniors, and she still doesn't do her work. And she's like, oh my god, I need to get to a church, now. I was like, oh my god. And another kid, we're reading the hate list, and if you read that, it's about this girl whose boyfriend cheats at the school, and she talks about it. And he's like, oh my god, this book is going to happen all over again. And there's this idiot sits 3 rows. She sits, like, I sit here, she's like 1, 2, and then a seat back from where I sit. And she's like talking to the girl in front. I don't know if she said something because I was kind of busy like going like, oh my god, I'm surrounded by idiots, to really listen in on what she was saying, but she was like poking the girl in front of her and saying like, do you believe that she's going to hell? He's like, I don't believe, like, she's like, oh, do you believe that she's going to hell? Do you believe that there's a hell? He's like, I don't know, maybe there's a hell. And like, she starts going, because obviously she didn't understand the girl's comment back to her. And Miss Grayson's like, okay, this is getting annoying. And she calms the whole place down. She's like, Miss, I need to, and like the girl who sits a few seats behind me is all, Miss, can I go like pray in the corner for like 5 seconds? By 5 seconds, I mean a minute. She's like, Miss Grayson's like, no, sit down and do your work, because like, Miss Grayson, you just have to start writing these people up. They won't learn without punishment. And oh my god, this went on for another 5 minutes about people saying, oh my god, you need Jesus. And I was like, oh, shut up. Please shut up. And eventually we started reading the book. So finally it finished. All those idiots stopped talking for once. But the idiot 3 rows over decides to pull out her phone and start texting. Miss Grayson's like, put away your phone. And she's like, she sticks it down in her crotch. And she's like, what phone? Like, bitch, we all saw you. And she's like, pulls her hands out. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about, Miss Grayson. I don't have my phone out. She's like, take it out from between your legs and put it in your backpack. She's like, oh my god. She takes it out of her crotch finally and puts it down. I was like, oh, idiots everywhere. This is the disadvantage to me living in a redneck state. And I live in the southern part of Florida, almost kind of mid-Florida-ish. But she's idiots everywhere. Like 99% of that school, if you don't count the teachers, most of the teachers, is complete idiots. Like, you don't believe the shit I've wanted to say to these people. Like, shut up. Listen to the teacher for once. I'm not a big teacher's pet person. Like, when I was, like, younger and up to 6th grade, I was always put in a class with people who just challenged authority, like, to no extent. Like, I challenge authority too. I'm not going to deny that. Sometimes I'm like, why are we like, in English, I'm like, why are we reading this stupid book? It's by Hemingway, and it's really, really boring. And, like, but I don't take my phone out and go, like, oh my god, this teacher's, like, totally an ass. I'm like, oh my god, I just can't handle it anymore. And I wanted to say to this kid the one who said, oh my god, this book is going to happen again. Like, 1, this book is fictional, and 2, I'm not stupid enough to shoot up the school, because how do I know when all of the people I dislike are going to be in one place at once? I can't do that. I can't shoot them. I will only do, I'm not saying I'll shoot up the school at all, but if I was given the chance that all my enemies were in one place at once, and I had a endless amount of bullets, or knives, or explosives that I could use against them, I would do it. If someone gave me that, I would do it. And I'm not a very religious person. I believe that we might be going somewhere, that we don't just die and nothing happens. Because, well, I have this depression thing, I'm not going to get into that either. But, seriously, these people, I just really need to get out of this state, is what I'm saying. I have 1 more year here. Hopefully, I could get into a college in New York or California and not have to deal with their bullshit anymore. Because other than the plastics in California and the annoying people who don't know how to drive in New York, it's better than this. I guarantee you, anywhere in the world is better than this school. But if you're thinking about moving to Florida and sending your children to a place called Harmony High School in St. Cloud, Florida, do not, unless you are a pert idiot. But seriously, I don't know how these people are so stupid. I just don't. Maybe they need to be medicated. Seriously wish that bomb threat was real. Oh my god. But anyway, I'm done with what I'm talking about. I'm done venting. I'm done getting that story out there. Follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, blah 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 blah. You know the whole deal. But thank you and goodbye.